All right, Shalom Akim, Kohlo, Yahweh, Bahashim Yabushai, Bahashim Wachahakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. All right, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations. But your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. I want to say peace and blessings to you all, Barakatham. All right, so for those who may not have known, all right, there was a ceasefire, all right, that was announced roughly an hour to 2 hours before this this whole deadline that that Trump was was calling on. You know what I'm saying? The amount of reckless speaking and reckless talk that was coming from his Truth Social page, you know what I'm saying, what he was posting. All right, it definitely sounded the alarms on everybody's radar. Everyone was on the edge of their seats, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, all right, just as Elder Apostle Tahar had said, all right, he gave us a Taco Tuesday. Okay, he gave us a Taco Tuesday. Basically, he didn't attack them. All right, he didn't end the civilization as he said he would and all that stuff. Okay, and so what happened? A big, pretty much the whole internet was clowning this dude for real. The whole internet was clowning Trump, you know what I'm saying? And not 24 hours in, not even 24 hours in, Israel breaks this ceasefire, all right, and attacks Lebanon, all right? And not only did they attack Lebanon, but they attacked them in such great force. All right, they struck Lebanon more than 100 times. All right, 100 times. Civilian casualties, all kinds of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? All right, the Strait of Hormuz was opened, and the moment Israel attacked Lebanon, all right, Iran closed the strait. So, just as prophecy claims, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travails upon a woman with a child. You know what I'm saying? It tells us that the least of the flock will draw them out. Okay? So, as expected, these Amalekites, they said one thing, but they did the complete opposite. All right? And so here comes Babylon the Great, aka America, to the rescue. All right? So let's listen to what J.D. Vance has to say.
And there's a lot of bad faith negotiation and a lot of bad faith, propaganda going on. I think this comes from a legitimate misunderstanding. I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case. What we said is that the ceasefire would be focused on Iran, and the ceasefire would be focused on America's allies, both Israel and the Gulf Arab states. That said, the Israelis, as I understand it, again, I'm supposed to get a fuller report when I get on the plane, have actually offered to be, frankly, to check themselves a little bit in Lebanon because they want to make sure that our negotiation is successful. That's not because that is part of the ceasefire. I think that's the Israelis trying to set us up for success, and we'll, of course, see how that unfolds in the next few days. But look, if Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart in a conflict where they were getting hammered over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them and which the United States never once said was part of the ceasefire, that's ultimately their choice. We think that would be dumb, but that's their choice.
All right. So this is absolutely absurd, but it's not at all a surprise. Okay, let's check this out. Israel struck more than 100 targets within 10 minutes across Lebanon, the largest wave of strikes since the war began. Right. And given that it's Amalek that's doing this, you best believe that there was a couple schools, hospitals, religious buildings and all that type of stuff that was targeted in the process. You know what I'm saying? All right, this is just the norm. You see, this is how they roll. Right. So let's go back to what J.D. Vance said. Now pay close attention.
And there's a lot of bad faith negotiation and a lot of bad faith, propaganda going on. I think this comes from a legitimate misunderstanding. I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case. What we said is that the ceasefire would be focused on Iran, and the ceasefire would be focused on America's allies, both Israel and the Gulf Arab states.
Okay, now let's look at the evidence. All right. So here we have the 10 points. All right, we have the 10 points that Iran had put forth in order to agree to a ceasefire. Okay, 10 points. Number 1, complete cessation of the war on Iraq, Lebanon, and Yemen. 2. So you see Lebanon right there, right? You see Lebanon. 2. Complete and permanent cessation of the war on Iran with no time limit, meaning an end to this war. 3. Ending all conflicts in the region in their entirety. 4. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz. 5. Establishing a protocol and conditions to ensure freedom and security of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. 6. Full payment of compensation for reconstruction costs to Iran. 7. Full commitment to lifting sanctions on Iran. 8. Release of Iranian funds and frozen assets held by the United States. 9. Iran fully commits to not seeking possession of any nuclear weapons. And 10. Immediate ceasefire takes effect on all fronts immediately upon approval of the above conditions. Okay? These were their 10 points that they wanted. Okay? And America agreed to that. This was the actual um what's the name? The actual mediator. Okay, the actual mediator was Shabazz Sharif. He says, with the greatest humility, I am pleased to announce that the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States of America, along with their allies, have agreed to an immediate ceasefire everywhere, including Lebanon and elsewhere, effective immediately. I warmly welcome the sagacious gesture and extend deepest gratitude to the leadership of both the countries and invite their delegations to Islamabad on Friday, the 10th, April 2026, to further negotiate for a conclusive agreement to settle all disputes. Both parties have displayed remarkable wisdom and understanding and have remained constructively engaged in furthering the cause of peace and stability. We earnestly hope that the Islamabad talks succeed in achieving sustainable peace and wish to share more good news in coming days. This was what the I believe the Prime Minister of Pakistan had said. Okay. Now this is the Foreign Minister of Iran, Saeed Abbas Araghchi. Araghchi. It says he said the United States, the Iran-U.S. ceasefires terms are clear and explicit. The U.S. must choose ceasefire or continued war via Israel. It cannot have both. The world sees the massacres in Lebanon. The ball is in the U.S. court, and the world is watching whether it will act on its commitments. Okay? Which it won't. And that's scripture. That's prophecy. Okay? Real quick, this is Psalms chapter 55 and verse 20. It reads, He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Okay? He hath broken his covenant. Let me read that again. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So he agreed to those 10 points that I just showed you. They agreed to all of those things to get that ceasefire going. Okay? And then they broke it just like that. They broke it just like that. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Let me get this in another translation real quick. Okay. Slocky. I don't know why this thing's acting up. All right. Bear with me, Akim. All right, so let's read this in the NAS. All right, the New American Standard Bible. All right, this version says, He has put forth his hands against those who were at peace with him. He has violated his covenant. Right? Verse 21. His speech was smoother than butter, But his heart was war. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so pretty much the same thing. You know what I'm saying? All right. So there is no peace. All right. There is no peace amongst these Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying? Amongst the wicked. And that's Esau, Edom. This is Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. It's just that simple. All right? It's just that simple. Bear with me. And y'all gonna hear this. Y'all gonna hear this Edomite, man. He's gonna let his voice be heard, man. You know what I'm saying? This joker is pissed, man. This joker is pissed. MAGA is they're going along for a ride, man. These MAGAs are going for a ride.
First of all, thank heavens Donald Trump didn't bomb a bunch of innocent civilians into the Stone Age. Second of all, how dumb do you have to be to continue to buy this guy's 2-week thing? Oh, 2 weeks till infrastructure bill? Never happened. 2 weeks until a healthcare bill? Never happened. 2 weeks and COVID will be fine. Do you remember an entire pandemic? This guy thinks he can say 2 weeks and that somehow resolves everything. Third of all, and perhaps most insane, Iran hacked American energy systems today. 4/7/26, the day that he put a gun to their heads. Guess what they did? Put a gun to our heads. Your power, your water supplies were in danger today because Donald Trump, 1, cut the cybersecurity infrastructure to protect us. Yes, he did. And 2, the Iranians hacked us. So you better believe he backed down. Look at what he gave up. Their ceasefire plan is the one that's been around for well over a week. He could have accepted at any time. It includes reparations. You, the American taxpayer, paying to rebuild Iran while we pay to rebuild our military bases, while we pay to replenish all the bombs we dropped. Nothing but payment for us for nothing but killing civilians. The Strait of Hormuz will be fully under Iranian control. That's a gain for them. We literally got nothing, lost things, bombed innocent children, and have to pay tens and hundreds of billions of dollars in order to pay off the debt that is in their ceasefire plan. Now, in 2 weeks, will Donald Trump agree to that? Who knows? The point is, he has lost the war. The point is, he has endangered American lives today. The point is, he has threatened innocent civilians. The point is, he is a madman who should not be leading our country.
This dude mad. Look at his face, bro. Look at how red this nigga is right here. This joker is pissed. Oh boy. Oh my goodness, man. The Lord couldn't have put a better devil in office to get this shit going. He is the right man for the job. The right man for the job. I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this lesson was edifying. Just look at this nigga's face. Look at his face, bro. Oh, my goodness. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Ruchak. All right, this is your brother Zakar Ya'Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.